covering all conversation, from dating to getting revenge on your exes. This is Talking Points with Shabazz Davis on World Improv Network.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, and welcome to Talking Points. My name is Jerome Carmichael, filling in for Shabazz Davis this week, who's busy detailing his toenails. Keep it spiffy, Shabazz. Now, we have a crisis in this country. A crisis of manufacturing. None of our goods come from us anymore. We import. And does America make anything of its own anymore? I don't know. So that's why I brought in two experts in American manufacturing. Here on my right is Henry Ford VI, the great-great-great-great-great-grandson of noted American car maker and industrialist Henry Ford. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, it's about time you had me.
And it's a pleasure to have you here. I'm glad you could make the flight over from Liverpool.
Yeah, I am too. At least I hope I don't regret it.
Well, we'll make your stay as exciting as possible.
Yeah, all right.
And with him is the great nephew of Eli Whitney, Carter Whitney VII. Welcome to the show, Carter.
Yeah, it's great to be here, you know what I'm saying?
I do know. It's wonderful for me to be here every week. Now, we're going to start. Henry, your grandfather, or great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, really jump-started the mass industrial revolution here in America, built a city on his own back, for all intents and purposes. But that city has now crumbled. Have you given any thought to reviving Detroit yourself?
Well, I'll tell you what, if anybody's going to be reviving Detroit, it's not going to be through the automobile industry, all right? It's going to have to be by some other means.
And that's what we're interested in tonight.
That's right. I want to revive Detroit with the jam industry. Now, people think Michigan, they might think Detroit, but Michigan has a lot of wild, forested areas. Mm-hmm. And
so there are many types of berries are native to the Michigan Peninsula.
Right. There's a lot of different berries, and they're ripe for making jams with.
Now,
but like I said, those aren't in Detroit. Detroit isn't a forested berry area. That's just where the jam factory would be.
So you're picturing turning Detroit into one giant factory?
Yes. I didn't want to. I don't like to think of it in terms of one giant factory. I like to think of it as a village where there are different departments.
Oh, so but it would be one large industrial mass, if you will, of concrete and steel.
Well, I mean, not. No, I don't. I want to get away from the steel and concrete and the cold depiction of industry. I think industry can be a very warm, vibrant, organic kind of thing. So what I imagine is like these different departments. We'd have a DOBM, Department of Berry Mashing. We'd have a DO.
And this would be without machinery?
As little machinery as possible.
Okay. So really want to take it back to the roots of human industry.
That's right. Industry doesn't happen from machines and technology. Industry is people working together with a singular vision to make to get to a certain result.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's right.
Quite a utopian view.
That's, and Mr. Ford over there, he got that dialed in, because it comes down to people. At the end of the day, it comes down to blood, comes down to lungs and the heart beating. It's all about that. And that's why I want to get back to the roots too. Right? You know, my great grandpappy, you know, might be known for some other things, but I'm more down in Henry's line here. We want to go back to organic. We want to do some, you know, get the people back involved. And so I'm proposing to turn all of Arizona and all of California into an alfalfa field. That's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Now, that would also, I'm not sure I can get behind that, but that would involve a lot of human labor, tearing down the existing cities and clearing land. And
we already got a plan for that. You know, the plan that you know that I'm proposing is to hire, even though he's working on his papers right now, is to bring Gojira over, you know, to San Diego. Godzilla, as Americans know him. Yeah, his name's Godzilla.
The giant lizard.
Correct. Yeah. We want to bring him over once his documentation passes and have him level all of Southern California. And King Kong, he's strong. You know what I'm saying? He can go and start planting the fields and start, you know, digging trenches, you know, in order to fertilize all of California into an alfalfa field that we can then possibly as an export product. You got to understand that alfalfa's big time overseas to feed hamsters. Right? So we can make this the top economic crop to go overseas and start having that trade deficit swinging off favor. Even send it to the Chinese, you know what I'm saying?
Now, Mr. Whitney, I do have to bring up one practical question of Arizona and California are not known for being particularly wet states.
Yeah.
There are existing water problems there.
That's where Mr. Ford coming in. His ingenuity and his past history and experiences, he's going to help me figure out how we're going to make California and Arizona into a swamp.
Oh. So you two have been working together on this plan, Mr. Ford?
Yes, right. And I was actually supposed to email him earlier this week about.
But you neglected to do so.
Yeah, because I haven't come up with anything. I don't know. I haven't figured out how to turn Southern California into a swamp.
Henry, what if we take some of that berry juice? Because I know berry is very concentrated in moisture. Maybe we can take some of that berry juice and use that as a starting point to build a swamp down in California and Arizona. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my question now, Mr. Whitney, is why do you even need Mr. Ford for planning? It sounds like you have this all figured out.
I have figured out.
Yeah, and I just want to, alright, so you figured that out. How are you going to use berry juice to make a swamp to grow alfalfa?
Because berry juice retains water, moisture, and that's what alfalfa needs, right? So it needs a lot of moisture to grow. But berry juice it's almost like the Gatorade of liquids. It allows the soil to retain the moisture that it does have.
More Gatorade than Gatorade.
Right, that's more Gatorade than Gatorade.
Gatorade is not actually very good for people. It's very salty. It's almost a soda, practically.
But it's good for hamsters. Hamsters love Gatorade.
All right, so sounds like you're trying to provide some kind of growth to hamsters.
Correct, because we need to spur the export market. In order to do that, you need supply and demand, right? The more drugs you give to people, the more junkies you have. The more junkies you have, the more drugs that they need. The more hamsters that you have, the more people raising hamsters, the more that they need alfalfa, the more they'll be buying alfalfa from Arizona and California from the United States. That's what I'm thinking.
No, Mr. Whitney, you keep coming back to these hamsters. And I didn't realize the hamster market was such a large market, for one.
It's booming.
It's booming. Is it?
Yeah, it's booming.
Is it booming?
It's booming like Bitcoins.
Now, because maybe the audience is a little more plugged in than I am. Now, when you were a child, Mr. Whitney, did you have any hamsters?
I did. And matter of fact, that's a great secret that most people don't know about the Whitney family. Carter Whitney was the original hamster breeder, and he did that as a passion, and he passed that down 7 generations to me. It just happens to be that the world economy now is ready for hamsters.
Wow. Now, Mr. Ford, were you aware of this hamster part of the plan?
I've always had a hunch that Mr. Whitney here was not just an enthusiast of hamsters, but I think he's an imperialist.
Oh. You believe that he has larger motives?
Yes, I think he wants to build a hamster empire.
Oh, man, why you gotta put me on blast like that?
Well, is that true, Mr. Whitney? Do you have plans for global hamster domination?
Well, we talked about it briefly. I didn't mean to, when I said to you in the email, Henry, that
Mr. Whitney, please respond to the accusations laid before you. Are you trying to take over the world using hamsters?
He won't admit it.
Henry, will you be my partner in this plan? I mean,
no. I refuse to participate in such a demonic endeavor.
Well, Mr. Carmichael, then the answer is no, I got no plans for that. I just want to have the United States try to become the number 1 exporter again. Like
now, Mr. Whitney, if you need a partner, I myself, I had a hamster as a child.
What kind of hamster did you have?
I had a New Hampshire hamster.
Oh, them are the best.
Yes. His name was Snuggles.
How long did Snuggles live?
6 months.
Oh, you wasn't giving him good alfalfa, huh?
No, I slept with him in bed and rolled over on him one night. Oh. It was my own fault.
It's okay. You want to cry on my shoulder? You can cry on my shoulder right now. Come
on.
No,
I just want to be part of your plans for world domination.
Okay.
So you admit it, sir?
Yes, all in with you, Mr. Carmichael. Let's do the damn thing.
I was making that up to lure out your true intentions. You, Mr. Whitney, thank you, audience. Thank you. Investigative journalism at its best.
I feel betrayed right now, man.
You were.
You're Mr. A. Ford. Come on, man.
You ain't getting a drop of my berry juice.
But you make the best raspberry. But you know how much saturation content is in raspberries and blueberries?
What does that even mean?
That means the soil will not dry out. It will retain all the moisture, all 3 inches that the desert gets every year. And by 10 years, that's 30 inches of water. That's a swamp right there.
Well, Mr. Whitney, I hate to break this to you, but your plans for world domination have been foiled. Law enforcement has been informed, and I have 2 detectives here, a Krautman and Santos, to take you away.
Hey, Santos, get him, grab the Mr. Whitney here. Hit him. Come on, the boy.
Yeah, get him the boy. You're out of here, man.
Well, America, you heard it here. Plans for world domination stopped by myself and Mr. Henry Ford VI. Thank you for your service, sir.
Yeah, right. My pleasure.
Saving the world. And that is the talking point.
Give the Windcast your suggestions via Facebook, Twitter, or the KZKO Wind blog during the commercial break of what issues the Wind counselors can help you with during Good, Bad, Ugly. Next on KZKO. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with another exciting segment for Win on KZKO The Vibe.